10 players and 1 dungeon master. No, this isn't the start of some dirty joke, just another episode of Critical Role. Hello everyone, welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. Join me today as we discuss the newest episode of Critical Role, Campaign 3, episode 64, where Matt Mercer had, well, quite his hands full as he dealt with 10 players, count them, 10 players. As finally, after what feels like maybe almost 2 months, our party is finally rejoined together in Marquette after the huge battle with Ludinus Delath. If you enjoy Critical Role content and other Critical Role lore, then why don't you check out our Critical Role Explained series. This week we took a deep dive into one of my absolutely favorite characters in all of Critical Role lore, the greatest villain in Critical Role history, Vespin Korath. Enough talking, let's just get right into the episode, shall we? So finally, after several months of anticipation, I'm pretty sure I called that it would take this long a few months back after the big battle with Ludinus Delath and his attempted binding of the Moon of Ruidus and summoning of Predathos. In the midst of this battle, our party had been split into 2 separate groups, one being stuck in the continent of Asilra, one being stuck in the continent of Wildmount. We were treated to a number of guest characters such as Aabriya, Iyengar, Emily Axford, and a whole host of other absolutely amazing people, but finally our groups are reunited once again in Marquette after a little over a week of in-game time. So it's been around 7 to 9 days post the major Apogee Solstice fight with Ludinus. We see that despite this, things aren't as chaotic as we might have expected. Originally, the folks of Marquette weren't exactly sure what was going on with this binding of the red moon and the strange lights in the sky. They celebrated dancing and drinking in the night as they didn't know what exactly was going on until sometime later when they started realizing that all of their magic and a lot of their magical items and enchantments had stopped working. The magical gondolas taking the people back and forth between the spires no longer working. As well, in our return to Marquette and Drusar, we see that the city has been filled with a number of military individuals, a number of soldiers from all across Exandria, soldiers from the Taldore Council, soldiers from Vasselheim, a lot of soldiers from Vasselheim spread across all different number of worshipped gods. Over the episode, we learned that these soldiers are very much being kept in the dark. There doesn't seem to be like an overall consorted one kind of battle unit alliance against Ludinus and his crazy Predathos plans. It really just seems like a bunch of people, a bunch of soldiers from across the world had been sent down to Marquette to deal with this problem, and they are currently being kept in the dark. We learn that these soldiers very soon are going to be marching out, heading over to the place where Ludinus currently has the Moon of Ruidus bound to the plane of Exandria. Our party finally reconvenes, featuring a number of our guest characters that had tagged along the way, and we finally get a major lore dump with the 2 parties informing each other on what had happened. Interestingly, in this grand conversation, there are a number of kind of ideas and questions that are floated. Most interestingly, I found from Frida, Christian's character, the Aormaton. Frida, we know, was originally assigned to protect the original Malleus Key in Aor, the creator hammer, the weapon that was apparently able to kill a god. The weapon that very much sealed Aor's fate, as during the Calamity, Betrayer God and Prime Deity alike would apparently hold a ceasefire in order to destroy Aor and their Malleus Key, very much seeing that Aor and their Malleus Key were a real threat to their godkin. Frida postulates a very interesting question in regards to this Malleus Key. What if it was possible to reconstruct the original Malleus Key, not the Malleus Key that Ludinus has constructed that is being used to bind Predathos? What if the original Malleus Key, the one in Isilcross, could be reconstructed and somehow used to destroy Predathos? We really only know of 2 things in the world of Exandria so far that could kill a god. Actually, technically 3 things. I'm wrong. 1, the ascension of a mortal to godhood. 2, apparently, the original Malleus Key. And 3, Predathos. However, it's not known if the original Malleus Key was actually just harnessing the power of Predathos to destroy gods? We don't know, but so far it seems like there are 3 distinct sources of potential ways to destroy and kill a god. So while scrying magic seemingly seemed to work this episode, as finally we get confirmation on what happened to Keyleth. The last time we saw her, Vax'ildan had appeared to save her during the fight with Ludinus, and he had been transformed down into this tiny little disc, or like a little ball, basically his shred of divinity being used to bring Predathos down to Exandria, if I'm remembering correctly. If not, please let me know in the comments down below. Yes, after much worry though, we see that Keyleth is in fact alive. Not really okay though. She is in Zephyra, and apparently she has a number of wounds across her body, wounds that seemingly are not healing. We assume this is something to do with the nature of Predathos and potentially the lack of divine resurrection magic. It seems as well that there are some kind of wounds that can be inflicted that cannot be healed, similar to how Predathos and his followers are able to kill people without them being resurrected. There's also continued a lot of speculation about the nature of the gods and the prime deities. Are they really good? Are they bad? Are they just some kind of selfish creatures that necessarily aren't inherently more morally good, but seemingly do relatively morally good things for the betterment of their creation, the people of Exandria? This really has been the constant kind of theme of Campaign 3, the nature of the gods. Are they exactly as good as we think they are? Is there information that we, the audience, as well as people of Exandria, don't know about the gods because, well, this information had been kept from them? What exactly is the nature of Predathos? What exactly was the disagreement between the betrayer gods and the prime deities? We've already learned from Exandria Unlimited Calamity that, according to Asmodeus, things exactly weren't as we had been told they were, but obviously he is the Lord of Lies, so we really just don't know. A lot of questions up in the air, a lot of doubt. I find it really fun. Personally, I think that throughout all of this, we will learn that while the prime deities aren't evil, they're not even necessarily bad, but they are beings of great power with seemingly a moral responsibility to take care of their creatures, of the people who worship them that they have created, and in such, sometimes they do maybe things that we wouldn't necessarily consider morally right to greater protect the future of these people. In a sense, maybe kind of like a consequentialist view on making great choices for the peoples of Exandria, but really only time will tell. This episode was a lot of fun. It was a bit chaotic. 10 players are going to make the cast go kind of off the rails, and that was a bit of what happened tonight, but it was a lot of fun. As well, we got a fun little callback from Sam to Taliesin in Campaign 1 with his little "things need life to live" line. That made me laugh. Old school fans will know exactly what that line's all about. Very funny. It's good to finally have our cast back. Campaign 3 is only going to get crazier from here on out, and I can't wait to see what crazy lore info we're going to get. As always, if you enjoyed the video, what's up to do, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts about this episode in the comment section down below. Once again, if you enjoy Critical Role content and Critical Role lore, then why don't you click the video on screen now and look into one of my favorite characters in all of Exandria Critical Role lore, Vespin Koras, the man regarded as the greatest villain in all of Exandria history. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope to see you in the next one. Until next time, peace, love, adios.